Hello, I'm IBX Toycat and welcome back to another video. Minecraft for Xbox, as most people know it, released in May of 2012. This is the earliest version of the game that was available to download, and it's the earliest version of the game that most people actually know. However, the game had been in development for quite some time before that, and as a result of that, there had been quite a few beta builds. Many of these never made their way to the public side, but some of these did, and they had some really intriguing differences between them and the final game, and I thought it'd be cool to go through a timeline of all the beta builds of Minecraft that we do know about, and just show you some of the changed features in today's video. So please do like it if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it. And let's get straight into the video, shall we? So let's start with the earliest bit of development of Minecraft console that we do know about, which was Minecraft for Xbox 360 being announced at E3 of 2011. So it was announced to be a console exclusive on the 360, and this was during Minecraft's massive growth phase where, you know, it was just going massively big, but most people never expected to see it on console because, of course, it's a Java PC game and it's an indie game, but they did announce that 4J Studios would be porting it to the console. So yeah, E3 2011 was the first time we heard anything about it, and they kind of announced that it was coming soon-ish. Like, you know, a lot of people thought the end of that year, and a lot of people thought spring of 2012, but very soon was the general consensus, so they clearly had either started working on it, or they just started working really fast, because the first, you know, beta build of the game was actually made in September of 2011, just a little bit after that E3 announcement, and we can tell this because Capiche, or Daniel Kaplan, one of the Mojang guys, tweeted out saying, "Guess what I got from 4J Studios?" That's right, first super early version of Minecraft Xbox. You can see here he says first, which means this is, yeah, the very earliest, like, completed version. It presumably missed a lot of features, like 4-player split screen. It probably didn't run as well, but, you know, the core version of the game was there. So you might be wondering what exactly changed between this and the beta builds we saw. So there was presumably a lot of beta builds between this ones and the ones we saw, but in March 2012, there was actually quite a lot of games being leaked, and the reason for this is because the way the the Xbox system used to work is if you were a developer, you had access to a separate developer version of Xbox Live. On this developer version of Xbox Live, you could download any game because you had infinite Microsoft points, and even all the in-development games were made available to you. The catch was that, you know, you signed a contract saying you won't do this stuff for people. However, someone clearly saw Minecraft for Xbox and was like, it's worth breaking the contract, we just be sneaky about this. So they did download the game and they did distribute it. And the thing about this is, you could only download it if you had a JTAG Xbox, so very few people have played it, but a few of those who did actually download and play the game posted a few screenshots, and I've even seen a video of the game from this early version. So yeah, I figured it'd be cool to show some of the differences between, you know, the last 2 months of development, because it's kind of crazy when you just look at some of these things. So first of all, the big difference you'll notice in the menu screens is that the game wasn't branded Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition or Minecraft whatever it was. It's just branded Minecraft. It's gonna, you know, it's just the Minecraft, but it's on the console. I think this is a really interesting distinction. I don't know why they decided to add this in the last, 2 months, like in that last rush phase, but clearly they wanted to have Minecraft for console be a very clear separate product, and that's something they only changed in the last 2 months. So yeah, Minecraft for Xbox used to just be Minecraft, but on the Xbox, funnily enough, and yeah, it's kind of interesting to me that was the case. Another thing you'll notice is that a lot of the, a lot of the menus have changed significantly since the early betas. These were clearly just placeholders, because if you look at stuff like the Gamma menu, it just looks so off and different to the rest of the menu, and yeah, it's just kind of weird how a lot of the menus have changed. I guess they were clearly working on polish for that last couple of months, but it's something you can notice quite a bit in these beta builds. So yeah, that's the menus and stuff, but the actual game itself is where there's some really crazy changes, because you'll notice that there's actually quite a few texture changes from this to the end of the game. So I guess what they were going for is, if you don't know Minecraft Pocket Edition, yeah, it kind of has very different colors of all the grasses and a lot of other stuff to the PC version, and I guess they wanted to go for something a bit more like that, where they just had their own grass texture, their own sand texture. However, for some reason, in the last 2 months, they decided to, just revert away from all these textures and go for very similar PC textures. I'll talk more about that in the second build, where they did change. But yeah, it's worth pointing out, lots of textures we can see in this early version had actually changed from, the PC one, and although, because a lot of people didn't explore it that much, there's not every texture seen, but a lot of the ones we did see did change, which is, it's intriguing to me. Anyway, let's move on to a quick rumor that you might hear if you know anyone that, know anyone that played the beta, but a lot of people tell you that the Minecraft Xbox 360 used to have infinite worlds. And I have not found a single source for this. I haven't seen a single piece of gameplay, a single screenshot that proves anything like this. However, what I think might have been the case is that the world used to be 1024 by 1024. Because before the game came out, and even a little bit after the game came out, there was a big rumor that, the world size was 1024 by 1024, which makes me think that maybe in the beta it used to be that big, because that's the perfect size for Minecraft map. but then they clearly had to scale it down to make the game hit its performance targets. But it's worth saying, you know, I've seen no proof either way of that, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't infinite worlds. But it's a really tricky one to prove either way, or, you know, one way or the other. But, you know, there is memory space limitations, so it is very unlikely. So yeah, very intriguing. There might have been bigger worlds before this, in this build, that they clearly had to trim for performance reasons. And yeah, this is just kind of a rough around the edge, you know, kind of version of the game. With just 2 months to go, there were still so many changes to be made, and that's intriguing to me. So, yeah, that is this first build of the game. The second build is something we saw a little bit more of, but again, it leaked from unknown sources. But this was pretty much the final version of the game, because even though this came out in April, so just a month after the previous one, there are very, very few differences between this, you know, this last beta build clearly and the actual full version of the game. So I guess what happened after that is they started working on just making the game go gold and just doing tiny changes. So the way they decided to do textures in this build of the game was to just take the PC texture, but then give it a slightly different color balance. You might notice, you know, the greens are slightly different, and it's basically just doing the Pocket Edition thing, but on the console. And I think that's kind of intriguing right there. So yeah, Minecraft Xbox 360 did have a beta, and you know, it had 2 betas which were actually leaked to the public, and both of them kind of show us a really interesting development snapshot. They show us just how much work can be done in 2 months, and yeah, it just reminded me Minecraft's come even further than a lot of people figure, because there was this massive development phase. And hopefully you enjoyed the video, hopefully you learned something about Minecraft Xbox 360's beta. Let me know you did like it with a like, because it helps out the channel a lot, and let me know you do like it. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.